Hey everyone, this is the time of the great festive seasons. I would like to wish you and your family have a great, joyous, happy, prosperity, and most importantly, a safe holiday. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal, and a Happy New Year.
Welcome to another preview comparisons between the SH Figuarts and the Mafex Avengers Endgame Thor. And why would I call it a preview comparison, you may ask? Is because the figure has not been released yet for the Mafex, but I know for the SH Figuarts it has recently been released, but at the same time I did not get that. So to me, both are not on my hand yet, so I actually call it a preview. Okay, so let's begin. So let's start off with the overall look of both figures that you can see right now. As you can see, on your left is the SH Figuarts, the Final Battle Avengers Endgame Thor, and the right is the Mafex Thor. Okay, so you can see the overall look. Yep, this looks very similar for both figures except for the head sculpt, which I'll go through later. And in the next picture you can see the same pictures for Mafex, but for the SH Figuarts it is a slightly better looking Thor with the, you can see the curvy cape, and I will go through that as well later. And he's also holding the Stormbreaker. Okay, so the next picture you can see both of the cape, and I'm happy to say that both of the figures does have a wired cape this time. Okay, and the next picture is what brings me the questions: is the Stormbreaker too big for the Mafex? As you can see, compared to the SH Figuarts, is slightly on the shorter scale, but I was actually told that the Mafex one is the correct scale. Now let's take a look at this scene.
No, give me that.
Okay, so from this very quick scenes, I do think that indeed the Mafex do have the correct scale. And the next picture you can see both of the figure holding the Stormbreaker, and this next picture is what you can see both are actually trying to power up. And there is something odd about the SH Figuarts which I will go through again later. Okay, so the next one you can actually see the Mafex does have the effects part for both the Stormbreaker and Mjolnir, and don't get it wrong, the SH Figuarts does have its own effects as well, just that it's not being shown in these pictures. And for this final picture you can see both of the figure have the electrical effects on it, but I do personally think that both of it are not as accurate as the screen that you can see right now, which is directly captured from the movie. So I would like to think that the SH Figuarts one is kind of like overdue. He looks like he's being electrocuted. And the one from the Mafex just looks like they have done too little. Okay, it doesn't seems like very powerful kind of charging up as compared to the one from the movie. Now let's move on to the likeness of the figure as compared to the real actor that you can see right now. I would say that for the normal expression face for both of the figures, I think the SH Figuarts does win this time because he does have the Chris Hemsworth likeness on it as compared to the Mafex one, which is kind of disappointing because it just looks very good when they first show the prototype unpainted, and I was in shock to see that this is how they painted the final product. But there is one thing that I would like to praise Mafex, is that they actually got the hair right, especially for both the Finch that is supposed to lay on his shoulder, but the SH Figuarts one is kind of short, just above the shoulder, which kind of looks weird on him. For the final head that is given, you can see both of the Thor having the expressionless face but with the eyes lighted up. Okay, so both of it looks very similar, but the eyes of the SH Figuarts, I think they have the correct one, because I have seen some of the actual figure, the eyes are actually painted white, which is very much the same as the movie. So next, let's move on to the accessory of both figure. As for the SH Figuarts, as I said that I didn't get this figure, so I would like to borrow some pictures from some reviewer that I saw, which is the Toy Minds. Yep, so I'll compile all the accessory in this picture next that you can see. So it does comes with the Stormbreaker as well as the Mjolnir, and next are some effect parts that you can see. This effect parts again is the exact same one as the one that comes with the Final Battle Captain America. And of course the SH Figuarts Thor does come with lots and lots of electrical effects that is supposed to be placed on his body to make him look like he's being electrocuted. So as for the Mafex Thor, it does comes with quite a few accessories that you can see here. At least they actually give us 2 Stormbreakers and 2 Mjolnir with different effect parts. Okay, so the final comparisons that we can see, of course, is the most crucial one, which is the price. Okay, so for the SH Figuarts, we all know that this Final Battle Thor is actually a web exclusive from Tamashii, so which means that it's going to be very much costly. Okay, so this Thor from the SH Figuarts actually costs around 97 USD. For the Mafex, very surprisingly, they actually released this Thor with the very standard price, like I mentioned in my previous toy news, that it only costs around 74 USD. So the final conclusion for me, basically, for the SH Figuarts, you are actually buying this one. Of course, this is not the final battle, this is just the Avengers Endgame Thor. As for the Mafex, it's very much the same as this Infinity War Thor. Okay, so it's really up to you on which one you want. Okay, so if you don't have any Fat Thor at all, not even the SH Figuarts, so you are considering whether to buy the final battle one or to wait another 10 months for the Mafex to be released on next year October. So if you were to ask my opinions, I would think that you should really maybe just go for the SH Figuarts one, because even though it is much more expensive, but I do think that the likeness is pretty good on that one. But if you are a very patient person and you have a very tight budget, you can actually wait for another 10 months for the Mafex Thor, which in this case I would say that even though the likeness of the head is not there, but at least you still have the other 2 to compensate for that. Okay, the other 2 with the screaming one, which is my favorite, as well as the one with the eyes lighted up, looks not too bad. And I almost forgot on one very important aspect of both figure, which are the scale. And I know that a lot of you actually mentions that the SH Figuarts Thor is kind of on the short side, but if you were to put them together, as you can see right now, just assuming that the Mafex will use back the same body of this Thor, they actually doesn't look very much different in terms of height. Okay, so that's all for the comparison. I do hope you find this useful and informative. Do give me a thumbs up if you like it, and of course always feel free to share with me on your opinions on which one do you think is better down in the comments below. Before you leave, I hope you'll check out on my playlist on more comparison review, and also do feel free to browse around my channel for more interesting toy news, and I'll see you in my next video. As always, take care and thank you for watching.
Merry Christmas, Mr. B.